Alright YouTube, so if you guys have paid any attention to the internet lately, MVP, Axiom discs, Simon line, all that, they retooled another disc, and so now it's on its third variation. So I kind of want to talk about it a little bit, see what you guys think, you know, what's up with this, how come they keep releasing discs, sell them, say they're not what they want, work on them again, resell them, sell them. What are your guys' thoughts about that? Alright, so we are talking about the time lapse. The retooled time lapse is here. Got the cool brick and mortar stamp pretty tight. The Fission time lapse here. The Neutron. So, they do have some different hand feel for sure. I'm sure you could see the difference in dome between those. Between these two. This is the retooled, this is the Fission time lapse. So the Fission time lapse is definitely more domey, that's for sure. Something else that they did do is they did change the numbers. The Neutron time lapse and the Fission time lapse, they are 12, 5, -1, 3. The new retooled time lapse, 12, 5, -1, 2. So they're trying to make it a little bit more throwable for your normal person, you know, not Simon, basically. I mean, sure, it'd be great if Simon could throw it, but how many discs are you going to sell to Simon when you give them to him for free? So they need to kind of sell discs. So that kind of takes me back to the original Neutron plastic disc. This thing was, or is, an absolute meat hook. This thing's so overstable. The only people that bag this disc that I know are people that flick it and they just need it to just bomb off to the right. So not very many people I know bag this disc. Then they came out with this Fission disc. Lighter weight, flippier. Honestly, with this disc, very first throw I threw, I aced a hole here at Whitehall. Pretty sweet disc. I did like it, but if there's any wind, it's gone. It just takes off, turns over, bye-bye. Now, the retooled time lapse, Neutron plastic, a lot less dome, kind of more comfortable in the hand, feels a little bit better. I have thrown it like once or twice, and I do have to say, I do think it is quite a bit different disc. So right now I'm going to throw the Neutron first, the first one that came out, then the Fission, and then the retooled. And let's just see how different these things fly. So here's your original Neutron time lapse. Should be very overstable. And there it goes. Stabling up, crashing down. Still a good disc. It's just very stable. Alright, second version, Fission. This thing's a little bit more flippy, and if somebody farts, it's gone in the wind. So let's see. It's not too windy right now, so we'll see what happens. Definitely gotta throw it on some hyzer to flip this bad boy up though. Look at that. Definitely further flying. And flips up. Still finishes quite nice. Then the retooled. In all reality, this thing should be probably in between them, so we'll see. Yep, pushes. And then it has the crash. So it still has that same crash. It's still the same very reliable crash that you want on it, either your Destroyer-esque type disc or whatever. Something that's going to be reliable in the wind for sure. But it's a little bit less stable than the original Neutron meat hook. I'm going to go grab them, kind of let you know where they landed and the differences between them. And we'll just chat for a second. Bye. Well, as you would anticipate, version 1 Neutron time lapse was the shortest, followed up by the version 2. It was about 40 feet further, followed up by the Fission that was about probably 50 feet further than the original Neutron. That's just all to the flippiness, the more flippiness of these discs, just kind of wanting to stay in the air a little bit longer than this original time lapse, the Neutron, because this one's just the first version is just so overstable. Doesn't really want to stay in the air at all, just kind of wants to come crashing down. We'll do a couple flicks real quick so you can kind of see the difference. Again, not the best flicker, but we'll see. I would expect the same results. The first version, time lapse, probably being the shortest, then the newest, a little bit longer, and then the Fission, the longest, which is generally the way that their plastic works anyways, basically in any disc. Usually your Fission's a little bit more flippy and wants to stay in the air a little bit longer, so we'll see. All right, Neutron plastic, version 1. Just bombs down, just bombs down. All right, Fission plastic. Flipped, crashing down. Newest retooled plastic. Definitely feels better for flicking because it's not so domey. Don't expect it to go as far as the Fission though. Pretty overstable. Alright, let's go check them out. Alright, so what's the TBH verdict on this retooled time lapse? Was it 1, 2, 3 strikes you're out? No, I don't think so. More like third time's a charm, maybe? I would agree with that. This is a fine line between the bad things about these two discs. This isn't going to really turn over and burn like this Fission would. It also doesn't have that crazy stinking dome that the Fission does have that I'm not a huge fan of. On the other hand, it's not so stinking overstable that it's practically unusable for a normal mortal, other than Simon, basically. But even Simon was like, you know what, this needs to be fixed. So, do I think the retooled time lapse is better than the previous two versions? Yes, I do. Feels better in the hand, flies a bit straighter, it's a little bit more dependable, and just the stamp looks pretty sweet. So MVP Axiom, you guys know what you're doing, but comment below, how do you feel about them coming out with all these discs and then saying, oh no, here's the version 2, oh no, here's the version 3. As a consumer, how does that feel for you? Do you like that? Do you like that they are trying to make things better, or do you feel like, man, this might be some gouging right there, man, feeling like you're getting taken advantage of? I'd like to know what you guys think. I'm kind of in between, to be honest. I like that they do look at discs and say we need to improve it, but it seems kind of wild that here's 3 discs, same mold, 3 very different discs, and they're all getting the money for that same exact one mold. Anyways, they all throw good. Just think about what you want it to do. Do you want a domey one? Get the Fission one. Do you want the stupid, most overstable disc you can put in your bag? Get the original Neutron one. Do you want one that's right in between and not so domey and feels a lot better in the hand and has this kind of really cool feeling Neutron plastic where they've kind of modified it a little bit, don't care what they got to say, yes they did? Then the retooled time lapse is for you. Or you could be like me and you have all 3 of them. I don't know. Take it easy.
Who be on this disc off, baby?